Jalen, an island in the Western Pacific. Nightwing leaps from the sky as several armed goons try to spray him with a hellstorm of bullets. But on the ground, Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, is making short work of the goons already. But inside the compound, as Shockwave has Thunder in his clutches, she's backed up by Metamorpho and Jenny Lynn Hayden, who uses her lantern abilities to manifest a chain around Shockwave. She then manifests several mini Hawks in order to free Thunder, while Thunder grabs Shockwave and increases her body's density to force him to fall through the floor. Meanwhile, Grace and Indigo take cover as they're dealing with a woodsman that's trying to spray them with a fuck ton of shrapnel. But Grace grabs a huge piece of concrete in order to act as a shield so she can charge this dude. While Indigo draws his fire, Grace eviscerates him with a big-ass piece of concrete, while Jade manifests the ram's head in order to incapacitate Shockwave. As they make their way deeper, Jade, Thunder, and Metamorpho are stopped by a big-ass wall. Metamorpho spawns a big-ass acidic fist in order to bust his way inside, but upon gaining entry, he sees that Nightwing and Arsenal have already dealt with the rest of the goons. But the party's not over yet, as they're confronted by Masur Mala and the Brain, with Metamorpho wondering who the hell even are these guys. But Masur Mala starts crashing out as he lets the outsiders know he's holding a detonator to 2 Tomahawk missiles, so their lives are essentially in his hands. As he tells the outsiders to tremble before him, Grace hits him in the face and absolutely one-taps him. As she stands atop Masur Mala, she then grabs the Brain in order to take him into custody. But 2 hours later in Brooklyn, New York, as the outsiders return to base, Grace starts talking shit to Arsenal about constantly getting small fries for them to take down. But Nightwing tells them enough because he's our source and he's in charge of gathering intel, and the job is a lot harder than it seems, so if you don't like it, there's the door. The outsiders retire to their quarters as they laugh about making Nightwing angry again. As Arsenal thanks Nightwing, Nightwing tells them it's no problem, although they are right, and you could find some bigger fish for us to catch. Arsenal is like, I thought we need to crawl before we can walk, but Nightwing says he thinks they're ready for some of the sharks. Later, as Jade is handing out stipends to all of the team, Grace wonders what does Indigo even need money for, seeing as she's an android. But Indigo tells her she likes all kinds of stuff that requires currency, like clubbing, dancing, and even movies. But later, as Arsenal is going over all the intel from all the cases they have completed, Arsenal is confronted by Grace, who comes to see what he's even doing down here. Now Arsenal says he's combing for intel, but Grace asks Arsenal if he wants to go do it, which Arsenal happily obliges. But 4 hours later, in a sketchy part of town, Arsenal goes to meet his shadowy contact as he's looking for more leads. But his contact tells Arsenal he thinks he's moving a little too fast. But as Arsenal wonders who he should be looking at, his contact tells him to look at all the cases he solved already, as there's an obvious pattern there. Arsenal finally has a breakthrough as he contacts Nightwing and lets him know that Brother Blood is the one they should be looking for. Now the Teen Titans defeated Brother Blood some time ago, so the outsiders then make their way to his last known location, which happens to be the house of the St. Francis Monastery in Virginia. As Metamorpho asks about the Church of Blood, Indigo informs him the church was born during the Crusades in AD 1202. They worshipped Brother Blood, and for the longest time, they believed him to be immortal. But as it turns out, Brother Blood is an identity that one assumes when the son kills the father. Now as Indigo, Grace, and Metamorpho make their way inside, they come across several monks that don't appear to have any ill intent. But as they continue to investigate, they come across one particularly silent monk that has taken a vow of silence. Now Indigo says she doesn't detect anything unusual about his heartbeat, his body temperature, or his perspiration, but she does detect a wavelength deep below the surface of the monastery. Metamorpho then proceeds to turn his body into acid. He then proceeds to melt a path several miles under the monastery. Indigo, Metamorpho, and Grace find themselves inside a base that seems to be suited for war. They state that there's so much tech down here it would make Star Labs jealous. But as Indigo's scans show all humanoid life forms immediately fleeing the area, Arsenal tells them to get out of there immediately because there's a bomb inside the building. But unfortunately it's too late as the building explodes, seemingly with the outsiders inside. To be continued.